Kindness is a noble virtue, but when kindness becomes excessive, it can turn into a burden. Have you ever wondered if being too nice could actually be harmful? We're often taught to treat everyone with kindness, but have you ever felt taken advantage of, overlooked or undervalued simply because of your kindness? Be careful, for kindness without boundaries can make you lose yourself. In life, balance is extremely important. Too much of anything can be harmful, and kindness is no exception. When you always put others' needs before your own, what are you sacrificing? Your self-respect or personal values? Perhaps excessive kindness is slowly eroding your self-esteem. In this video, we will delve into the hidden dangers of kindness that goes beyond limits, and how you can find the balance to not only maintain your kindness, but also protect yourself. The truth may surprise you, but it's the first step to realizing that kindness must be accompanied by wisdom and self-respect. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and like to stay updated with future content. Start your journey to true happiness now. 1. The challenge of overgiving. Imagine standing before a powerful river where every wave carries the strength and passion within you. You take a bucket and begin to draw water from the river, sharing it with those around you, friends, family, colleagues. Each person comes to you with an empty bucket, and without hesitation, you fill it, without regard for your own depletion. It feels wonderful to be a source of strength, a safe harbor where others can depend on you in the midst of life's storms. But here's what you must consider. When your river starts to dry up, when you're left with only the last few drops, will you have the strength to continue? This is the challenge of giving too much, a trap into which noble souls easily fall. When you have nothing left to give, when your energy, time, and emotions have been exhausted, you become a shadow of your former self. We often glorify exhaustion as a sign of greatness, as if it proves our worth. But in reality, giving without balance can lead to mental and emotional burnout. The quality of your help diminishes, and you may become irritable and resentful. Is that the image you want to project to the world? Stoic philosophy offers us a different path. Marcus Aurelius taught that we cannot control what happens to us, only how we respond to it. Indeed, true strength is not in giving everything, but in knowing how to balance and wisely manage your resources. The Stoics understood that self-care is not selfish. It is essential to effectively help others. They advise us to be aware of and cherish our resources, to set boundaries, and to prioritize self-care. So, ask yourself, is your cup currently full? Are you pouring from a place of abundance, or merely trying to stretch out the last few drops? It's time to change your approach and learn the art of sustainable giving. In this way, you can become more generous, more impactful, and ultimately more fulfilled. Embrace this challenge with the balance and wisdom of Stoicism, and you will find joy in giving that never runs dry. 2. Keep the fire. Imagine yourself in a cozy house with a bright fire in the hearth, radiating warmth and light throughout the space. This house represents you, your heart, mind, and soul. Now think of another house next door, where the fire in the hearth has gone out, leaving only darkness and cold. The homeowner has been too busy helping other houses to keep the fire burning in their own. The question is, which house can provide shelter and comfort to others more effectively? This is the essence of self-care, according to Stoic philosophy. Keeping your own fire burning is not an act of selfishness, but a necessary foundation for truly protecting and helping others in a sustainable way. The sage Epictetus once said, "Keep what is within your control and let go of what is beyond your reach." Tending to your own fire is not a barrier to kindness, but a way to sustain it over time. When you care for the fire within, you not only keep yourself warm, but are also ready to share that warmth with those around you. This is how Stoic philosophy views sustainable helping. Consider this. A warm fire not only brings warmth to the home, but also illuminates the way for those seeking light, inspires a sense of peace, and connects hearts. It becomes a source of life for the entire community, where people can gather, share, and overcome difficulties together. So I challenge you to become that fire, nurture your inner strength, protect the clarity of your mind, and care for your heart. Create a positive and powerful energy that naturally radiates to those around you. Remember, when you keep your fire burning bright, you are not only safeguarding your own well-being, but also preparing to serve others more effectively, sincerely, and enduringly. 3. Authentic generosity. Pause and ask yourself, when you give, do you truly feel fulfilled, or is there a deep-seated exhaustion? We often think of giving as an obligation, a way to prove our worth. But is that what generosity really is? True generosity is not about giving to receive, but about giving unconditionally, expecting nothing in return but the joy of the act itself. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, emphasized that giving without expectation is the truest expression of your value and humanity. When you give from the heart, you not only benefit others, but also yourself. You find genuine joy in the act of giving. Modern psychology also shows that selfless giving reduces stress, improves mental health, and creates a deep sense of satisfaction. But this only happens when the giving is voluntary, not driven by guilt or obligation. If you give because you feel you must, rather than because you want to, that joy vanishes, replaced by exhaustion and resentment. So how can you practice true generosity? Try giving anonymously, whether it's a kind act, a donation, or a helping hand. Feel the difference when you expect no recognition or reward. That is the power of true generosity. When you give from abundance, not from lack, generosity becomes an endless source of inspiration and joy. Let true generosity become a part of you, not because you must, but because you can't do otherwise. 4. The art of refusing. Why do we often find ourselves agreeing to commitments that stretch us thin? The inability to say no often stems from a fear of missing out or displeasing others, a notion that stands in stark contrast to Stoic principles. True generosity, as the Stoics teach us, is not about indiscriminately giving your time and energy. It's about giving wisely and sustainably. Seneca, the esteemed Stoic philosopher, counseled that it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. In the context of our commitments, this means recognizing that overextending ourselves diminishes the quality of our contributions. By saying yes to everything, we dilute our ability to make a meaningful impact where it truly matters. The art of refusing is not about selfishness, it's about integrity, honoring your limits so that you can fully engage with what aligns with your values. Psychological research supports this Stoic insight. Studies show that saying no to excessive demands reduces stress and enhances overall well-being. However, this only works when refusal is a conscious, voluntary choice, free from guilt or obligation. If you say yes out of fear or compulsion, the act becomes a drain rather than a gift. So, how can you practice the art of refusing? Start by asking yourself a few key questions before committing to any request. Does this align with my values? Can I give it my best effort? Will it leave me with enough energy for my true priorities? Remember, every yes is implicitly a no to something else. By mastering the art of saying no, you're not closing yourself off from the world. You're opening yourself up to fully embrace what truly matters. This is the essence of living with purpose and impact, the very heart of Stoic wisdom. 5. Striking a balance. Have you ever felt the pressure to give more, do more and be more, only to find yourself teetering on the edge of burnout? This relentless push can leave us feeling drained, as if we're constantly walking a tightrope between selflessness and self-preservation. The Stoics, however, offer a different approach, one that emphasizes balance as the key to a life of meaning and tranquility. In Stoic philosophy, the pursuit of balance is not about rigidly avoiding extremes, but about finding the golden mean. Aristotle, though not a Stoic, beautifully articulated this idea with his concept of the golden mean, the sweet spot between excess and deficiency. For the Stoics, this translates into the art of giving wisely, offering your time and energy where it truly counts, without depleting yourself. Overextending yourself might seem noble, but it often leads to diminishing returns. By saying yes to everything, you risk diluting your effectiveness and losing sight of your true priorities. This is not generosity. It's a recipe for exhaustion. Studies in psychology support this, showing that excessive giving without adequate self-care leads to increased stress and decreased well-being. True generosity, then, must be balanced with self-respect and self-awareness. Striking a balance isn't a one-time achievement, but an ongoing practice. You'll wobble, you'll make mistakes, but the key is to keep adjusting. As Epictetus wisely said, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Embrace this journey of balance, celebrating small victories and learning from your missteps. In doing so, you'll cultivate a life of purpose and peace, the very essence of Stoic wisdom. 6. Self-respect and boundary setting. Self-respect and setting boundaries are core principles not only of Stoicism, but also of a meaningful life. You might ask yourself, how can one live with dignity when the world out there constantly tries to invade your personal space? The philosophy of Stoicism offers the answer that self-respect is not something that someone can bestow upon you. It is the result of the actions and thoughts that you consciously carry out every day. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, once said that we must respect ourselves to be able to respect others. This means that when we know how to preserve and protect our personal values, we truly have the ability to create healthy and meaningful relationships. Setting boundaries is not a sign of weakness or selfishness, but a way for you to affirm your self-worth. It is like building a fortress, not allowing anyone to easily encroach upon what you consider most sacred, your soul and your mind. Stoicism emphasizes that we cannot control what happens externally, but we can completely control how we react. And this includes knowing when to say no, when to stand firm in your stance. Ask yourself, do you truly respect yourself if you constantly accept being exploited, being looked down upon? If the answer is no, then it's time for you to set clear boundaries based on a solid sense of self-respect. Remember, self-respect is not only how you perceive yourself, but also how the world perceives you. Don't let someone else define your worth, because only you know what you truly deserve. And only when you know how to protect your boundaries can you truly live a worthy and meaningful life. 7. The ripple impact. Imagine a small stone falling into a still lake. Each ripple spreads out continuously, reaching the farthest points that you cannot immediately see. This is the ripple effect, a simple phenomenon, yet it holds immense power. In life, every action, every word we speak is like that stone, creating invisible ripples, impacting others in ways we cannot foresee. Stoicism, with its emphasis on personal responsibility and self-control, teaches us that each of our actions carries an immeasurable value. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "What we do in life echoes in eternity." This is not just a reminder of the long-lasting significance of our actions, but also a wake-up call to our responsibility towards the world around us. When you live with integrity, when you choose kindness over selfishness, you not only change your own life, but also create ripples that affect others. You may not see the results immediately, but trust that every good deed contributes to a chain of positive reactions. But what happens when we become negligent, when we think our actions don't matter? That is when we lose our true power. Stoicism encourages us to consider everything with thoroughness, to understand that even the smallest gesture can contribute to great change. Imagine that you are the source of positive ripples in this life. You not only transform the lives of others, but also gradually create a better world, little by little. Remember, no action is meaningless. Every choice, every decision has the potential to make a difference. And only when we understand and appreciate the power of this ripple effect can we truly live a meaningful and proud life. Action is the key to success. This quote by Pablo Picasso is not just advice, but a powerful call to start your journey. You've pondered long enough. Now is the time to turn thoughts into actions. You're not just someone on the sidelines watching the game. You're the one standing in the arena, facing challenges and ready to change your own life. Remember, glory does not come to those who merely observe. The difficult path is only for those with courage and determination. This world is full of people who choose the easy way, but you are not one of them. You've realized that true growth only comes when you dare to face challenges, when you're willing to step out of your comfort zone and confront difficulties. You are the one who dares to take risks, who is ready to make sacrifices to reach the best version of yourself. Stoic For You is always ready to support you. Remember, you are not alone. Every step you take not only has meaning for yourself, but also spreads strength to those around you. Those who came before have left their footprints, showing the way, and now you will not only follow in their footsteps, but also carve out new paths, becoming a source of inspiration for others. Take action right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is now. Every delay only pushes your goals further away. Stand up, step out of your comfort zone, and do what you know you must do. This is the time to show your true strength. Be steadfast in what you have chosen and believe that you will overcome every challenge. The Stoic community stands behind you, ready to support and walk with you. Seize the opportunity and become the best version of yourself.